Dong Zong racist for not agreeing with anything. British, French, Irish police assist in Nora's disappearance. Hello and good afternoon. I'm Mohammed Amin and you're watching News on 2. Tun Dr Mahathir Mohamad has described Dong Zong, the United Chinese School Committees Association, as racist, as it has never agreed with national education policies, including the introduction of Jawi calligraphy in schools. The Prime Minister said apart from the Jawi calligraphy or hot issue, the group had also protested against the setting up of a vision school, also known as Sekolah Wawasan, for fear of Chinese students mixing with other races.
Dong Zong ini racist. Kita buat sekolah satu kampus, sekolah wawasan. Nak letak sekolah Cina, sekolah Tamil, sekolah kebangsaan di dalam satu kampus. Dia tak mau, takut anak-anak dia kunun bercampur dengan orang Melayu. Jadi dia tak suka orang Melayu. Semua dia bantah, tak pernah dia setuju dengan apa pun.
He was asked to comment on Dong Zong's move to organize a petition to protest the learning of Jawi calligraphy in vernacular schools. Elaborating, Tun Dr Mahathir said the decision to introduce Khot was made in 2012 by the previous government, but the Chinese pressure group did not raise its objection at that time. Well, action will be taken against those who have encroached on land belonging to the National Leprosy Control Center, or PKKN, in Sungai Buloh. And Prime Minister Tun Dr Mahathir Mohamad said the government would also take steps to prevent further encroachment at the center.
Kita kena ambil balik lah. Orang ini tahu kawasan tu dia tak boleh masuk, haram, bukan milik dia, tapi dia buat juga. Bila kita bertindak, dia marah. Tapi dia yang pecah undang-undang. Kita nak betulkan undang-undang. Kita sekarang ni nak ada the rule of law. Kalau rule of law, kalau kita buat benda yang salah, kita kena tindakan lah. Ada berangan tak?
Tun Dr Mahathir, who is also Langkawi Member of Parliament, said this when asked to comment on a newspaper report that suspected illegal immigrants continue to occupy abandoned government homes at PKKN. Media reports reported that the squatters are using the site to plant grass for landscaping and run nurseries. According to reports, in order to control the spread of leprosy, PKKN, located about 25 kilometers from Kuala Lumpur, had been designated a restricted area from 1926 until 1996, when no new cases of leprosy were reported. Tun Dr Mahathir Mohamad said the government will assist disaster victims in the country, including those affected by the storm, which wreaked havoc in several areas in the northern peninsula of Malaysia on Friday. Now, the Prime Minister said, however, the financial situation of the government would be taken into account when rendering such assistance.
Langkawi ini dan banyaknya kecederaan yang berlaku, rumah yang runtuh dan sebagainya. Tetapi alhamdulillah semuanya mendapat bantuan. Mungkin tak cukuplah, bantuan ini tak nak cukup, tapi dapat juga bantuan daripada pihak kerajaan melalui wakil-wakil rakyat.
The Premier said Malaysia should only spend what it can. For if we spend money we don't have, the country will face financial problems, adding that the previous BN government had spent plenty of funds, quote-unquote, but now the people who need to pay the debts are the Malaysian people, not them. Tun Dr Mahathir commended the quick and early action of agencies concerned in reaching out to victims on Friday's natural disaster, believed to have been caused by the tail end of Typhoon Lakima, and which affected the whole of Langkawi. He said this to reporters after attending a Hari Raya Aidil Adha celebration at the Masjid Al-Huna in Padang Matsirat with residents from the area. Also present were his wife, Tun Dr Siti Hasmah Muhammad Ali, and Air Hangat Assemblyman Juhari Bulat. A technological system to detect disasters and provide early warnings to the people should be implemented and utilized in the country to alert Malaysians so as to prepare them to face any impending natural threat. Rural Development Minister Dato Sri Rina Harun said this is also aimed at reducing the number of fatalities and damages to property, especially those in rural areas. Speaking further, the minister said that last Friday's severe storm and high winds in northern Peninsular Malaysia was only detected after it struck Pulau Langkawi.
Amaran diberikan selepas kejadian berlaku di Langkawi. Jadi kita harap supaya kita dah ada sistem yang lebih pantas dan cepat. Maknanya kita boleh detect lebih awal sebelum any bencana ataupun ribut peti itu berlaku. Saya dimaklumkan begitu dalam taklimat tadi, cuma dimaklumkan selepas pukul 8 malam. Jadi kalau boleh kita ada sistem yang lebih awal lagi.
Dato Sri Rina said this after visiting several victims of the disaster around Kangar, Perlis yesterday. Earlier, the minister distributed aid to storm victims at Kampung Sempering in Santan. The air quality in Miri, Sarawak continues to be at a hazardous level, with the air pollutant index API reading exceeding 300 as at 11 a.m. today. Well, according to the data issued by the Department of Environment, API readings of 344 recorded at the air monitoring stations at the Industrial Training Institute, or ILP, in Miri, while Sekolah Kebangsaan Kuala Baram II recorded very unhealthy API of 297. Sri Aman, also in Sarawak, recorded unhealthy air quality readings of 136, while the majority of other locations throughout the country recorded moderate APIs. Well, several policemen from England, France and Ireland have been called in to assist Malaysian police in the investigation into the disappearance of Nora Ann Claren, who went missing since 4th August, while her family offers a reward for any leads in the matter. Now, Negeri Sembilan Police Deputy Chief SAC Cik Zakaria Othman said the police teams came to Malaysia last week, but he declined to reveal their numbers.
Mereka membantu pasukan penyiasatan. They are supporting us, but I will not detail what the support they are giving us.
He said this in a media conference at the Pantai police station in Seremban. Meanwhile, Nora Ann's family is offering a 50,000 ringgit reward for anyone with information that may help find the teenager.
In order to help their investigation, we have decided to offer a reward. 50,000 ringgit has been donated by an anonymous Belfast-based business for any information that directly helps us to find Nora. If you have any information at all, please call the police hotline here on 0111 22 85 058 or email ops@lbtrust.org from outside Malaysia.
The Royal Malaysia Police is urging the people to stop spreading false news regarding the road rage-related accident which caused the death of one man on the Plus Highway near Bandar Baru Bangi on Saturday. And Deputy Inspector General Dato Mazlan Mansor, in a statement yesterday, said police have detected several quarters who have manipulated the incident to incite racial sentiments which can jeopardize the peace and order of the country. Dato Mazlan said the police have already issued several official statements on what sparked the incident and that arrests in connection with the case have already been made. The police are urging witnesses who saw the incident to come forward and facilitate investigations. During the incident, which took place on Saturday, a motorist who attacked another driver with a baseball bat was killed after the latter drove into him while attempting to flee the scene. According to a preliminary investigation report, the incident occurred after the deceased rear-ended another vehicle, triggering a chase that ended at an intersection in Bandar Baru Bangi. Raja Permaisuri Agong Tunku Haja Aziza Aminah Maimunah Iskandaria has expressed condolences to the family members of a man who was reportedly killed in an altercation following a fender bender along the North-South Expressway near Bandar Baru Bangi Saturday. In her official Twitter, she tweeted Al-Fatiha, condolences from her and His Majesty Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Bilal Shah, lamenting how sad it is. In the incident, Syed Muhammad Daniel Syed Shakir, 29, reportedly died after he was hit by a vehicle driven by another man following an argument which stemmed from a minor accident involving their vehicles. The police detained a married couple to assist with investigating the case under Section 302 of the Penal Code. Both suspects have been remanded for 7 days until 17 August. Well, police are searching for an individual behind the cruel act of arrowing a dog to death in Kuala Langkawi. Now, the incident took place near a 24-hour convenience store in Dayang Bay. Langkawi District Police Chief Muhammad Iqbal Ibrahim said police were alerted to the incident when a woman lodged a report after seeing a Facebook posting of a dead dog which had been found with 2 arrows lodged in its body. When police arrived at the scene, members of the public were trying to dispose of the dog's carcass into the sea. Fortunately, it was retrieved and sent to a private veterinary clinic for a post-mortem. He said police had not yet been able to verify if the dog was domesticated or a stray, as no one had come forward to report a missing pet. The case is being investigated under Section 44 of the Animals Act 1953 for cruelty to animals. Members of the public with information on the incident are being urged to come forward to assist in investigations. Well, a 72-year-old taxi driver was killed while a 44-year-old teacher survived with minor injuries in an accident involving 2 vehicles at kilometer 132 Jalan Kuala Lumpur, Kelantan near Taman Tualang, Temerloh yesterday. And Temerloh District Police Chief ACP Zundin Mahamuddin said during the 3:26 p.m. incident, the victim, Nordin Kapas from Taman Bahagia Court, died at the scene. Elaborating further on the matter, ACP Zundin said the preliminary investigation revealed that the accident occurred when a Nissan Sentra-type vehicle driven from Mentakap to Temerloh skidded into the opposite lane before it collided with the front right side of another car due to drowsiness. The deceased was later taken to Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah Hospital, Temerloh, for post-mortem, while the injured victim was treated at the same hospital. Police are still investigating the case under Section 41, Subsection 1 of the Road Transport Act, APJ 1987. Well, robbers blew up an automated teller machine, or ATM, at a bank in Tanjung Malim and managed to escape with about 300,000 ringgit in cash yesterday. While Mualim Police Chief Superintendent Wan Kamarul Azran Wan Yusof said the incident occurred at about 6:40 a.m. Commenting further on the matter, Wan Kamarul said a CCTV footage showed 2 masked men entering the bank through the front door before blowing up the ATM machine. In addition, Wan Kamarul said there were chemical traces in a parking bay believed to be from an explosive substance, and 3 drops of blood were also found at the scene that likely came from an injury of one of the suspects during the explosion. All the evidence collected at the scene will be sent to the Chemistry Department and the Forensics Department for analysis. The case is being investigated under Section 457 of the Penal Code. Now, Linus Corporation, which operates a controversial rare earth processing plant in Gebeng near Kuantan, can potentially emerge as a winner in the protracted trade war between the United States and China. Well, a recent statement by China's rare earth producers is on its readiness to use their dominance of the industry as leverage in the trade war with Washington could force their customers in the U.S. to look elsewhere for the precious minerals. Being the largest rare earth producer outside China, Lynas Corporation and its $800 million processing plant in Malaysia should reap various benefits should Beijing decide to turn its rare earth exports to the US as a trade weapon. The Australia-listed company could potentially see a surge in demand for its products if Chinese rare earth producers make good on their threat to pass any tariff imposed by Washington to the buyers in the country. The punitive measure, or a complete halt of Chinese rare earth exports to the US, as many have predicted should the trade war worsen, would push American customers to other producers, including Lynas Corporation. China is the world's largest producer of rare earth, producing more than 80% of the global output. About 80% of US rare earth imports come from China, with reports stating that the country's giant defense contractors are among the main customers. Well, unaware about the Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil, or MSPO, and disappointment over the low price of the commodity are among reasons many oil palm smallholders remain uncertified. Well, Primary Industries Minister Theresa Kok said in Sabah only 46% of the 223,000 hectares of the private planted area had obtained MSPO certification as of 30th June 2019. Theresa said she wished to let smallholders know that the cost to obtain the MSPO is borne by the government until the end of this year, adding that one just needs to come forward and apply. She said this to reporters after a briefing on MSPO and dialogue session with Sabah oil palm growers yesterday. Theresa also called on the relevant associations to get in touch with 267 smallholders in the state and urged them to come forward and apply for the certification. Meanwhile, Theresa said the government, through the Attorney General's chambers, was preparing to raise the issue of European countries' refusal to import Malaysia's palm oil at the World Trade Organization. She said the decision was made during the meeting between Malaysia and Indonesia through the Council of Palm Oil Producing Countries. Theresa also said that the government is currently working with the private sector to seek new markets to increase palm oil price. For this reason, she said she will be visiting several African countries, Japan, Europe and Vietnam in the next few months to meet buyers and importers. Theresa also suggested Sabah become the first state to undertake B20 diesel program. Elaborating further, she said if the B20 is implemented in Sabah, Malaysia will be using a lot more of palm oil, thus increasing the price of the commodity, adding that currently her ministry was in discussion with petroleum companies to upgrade their B20 storage depots. Now, the national seven-a-side Sevens rugby team's victory at the 2019 Asia Rugby Sevens tournament in Jakarta recently will serve as a boost in their preparation for the defense of the SEA Games gold medal. Now, commenting on the victory, head coach Muhammad Saiful Hafifi Madnor said the tournament served as a great exposure for his charges ahead of the Philippines SEA Games from 30th November to 11th December. Malaysia claimed the title at the Gelora Bung Karno Rugby Field Sunday after edging southern neighbours Singapore 17-14 in the cup final ahead of other ASEAN countries like Thailand, who finished third, Indonesia 6th, Laos 8th and Brunei 11th.
Saya lihat kita ada banyak ruang untuk kita perbaiki lagi dan disebabkan kita masih ada banyak dalam 3 bulan lagi sebelum menuju ke Sukan SEA 2019 dan kita lihat yang saya lihatlah adalah kita akan memperbaikilah kelemahan yang ada dalam pasukan sebelum ke Sukan SEA dan kita lihat dan saya lihat sendiri memang banyak ruang-ruang yang boleh saya perbaiki dan pertingkatkan lagi dari segi fitness dan juga corak permainan yang lebih agresif dan defense yang lebih baik, insyaAllah. He was met upon returning with his boys at the KL International Airport, KLIA, last night. The title also ensures Malaysia a place in Asia's Elite Sevens competition, the Asia Rugby Sevens Series 2020, to play alongside the continent's best, such as Hong Kong, Japan, China, South Korea and the United Arab Emirates. The Philippines, who are playing at the Asia Rugby Sevens Series, would be Malaysia's biggest threat in the SEA Games. Malaysia bagged the 2017 SEA Games gold in Kuala Lumpur after defeating Singapore 22-7 in the final, while in the 2015 Singapore edition, the national side came back with silver after losing to the Philippines in the gold medal match.
That concludes this afternoon's news on 2. Now, top story, Dong Zong racist for not agreeing with anything. Do join us at 7 this evening. I'm Mohammed Ahmed Carlos. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.